because my understanding, based on reports I'm getting from campaigns and communities, is that we have not yet seen the same kinds of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running.
Appeal to the needs of the voters. And so when I was a delegate for President Obama in both of his elections in Ohio, right now the vice president is down 11 points in Ohio, even though I fully expect President Trump to take Ohio as he did twice, but to be down 11 points compared to President Biden, that is a problem. But this other issue I want to bring up is a problem too. Why are Black men being lectured to? Why are Black men being belittled in ways that no other voting group? Now, a lot of love for former President Obama, but for him to single out Black men is wrong. And some of the Black men that I have talked to have their reasons why they want to vote a different way.
Okay, I'm not going to be rude. I'm actually going to say welcome to this channel. I am glad that you have stopped by here to say hello or just to see what I have to say on this issue. I had thought about sitting this issue out because it made me boil, okay? I saw it earlier this morning, I would say around 8 o'clock. That's when the commentary started coming in. I said, well, I've been up all night. Let me go to sleep. I'll wake up and think about doing some commentary on this. And I am so proud of my brothers and sisters out there who are taking a stance against this foolery that we see here on today. How dare him, Barack Hussein Obama. Now, let me just say this. 2008 is when I had my child. Months prior to the election, me and my big belly driving around town, knocking on doors at the Democratic office in my local city, making phone calls, taking applications, voter registration applications, filling them out, going to the hoods, talking to people. I mean, I did it. My child, actually, when she was born, which was maybe about a month before the election, she went to the polls, I don't know how many times, because I was making sure that I was taking people to the polls to vote for what we believe was the first Black American president, okay? We understood that his father was from East Africa. We understood that his mother was white. We didn't care anything about that. We as Black Americans said, hey, this is someone that looks like us. And if he looks like us, surely he is not going to forget about us. He has a Black wife. Not just any Black wife, but he has a Black wife whose lineage connects to the United States of America. He is raising 2 Black little girls, so I'm sure that he is going to do what is best, not only for the country, but knowing the history of this country, he is going to advocate and put in certain measures to make the playing field level. Did he do that? No, he didn't do that. Of course not. And not only did we say, okay, well, we understand he is the president for the people, so we're not going to expect a whole lot from him. And maybe after, especially when he was going into his second term, most of us had the mindset as to, okay, well, he wasn't able to do anything for us in his first term, but surely be it that this is his last term, We're going to make sure that we go to the polls and we're going to get him back into office, because surely he's going to do something, because he knows he can't run again for this office. Surely he's going to come through for the people. I'll be dogged. I'll be dogged on. No, he did not. If anything, out of all the minority groups, and I hate that word now, out of all the minority groups, do you know who he looked out for? He looked out and he advocated and still advocates for the LGBTQ HRST alphabet community. I love everybody, okay? But who you want to sleep with is of your concern and your business, and I have nothing to do with that. But knowing that a certain group of people who actually built the country have always been on the back end, we've had to fight for everything, even the right for an East African man to intertwine with a European woman. That was off the backs of my ancestors. That wasn't something that was of norm. And for you to not do a single thing when we gave you the support like none other, you forsaken us. And then you marched off after your presidency as if you were the greatest president of all time. And we're sitting here looking like, what just happened? Now, we are now learning. Now, I've known for a while now, okay? But we are now learning as foundational Black Americans, American descendants of slaves. We are now learning as a whole, as a collective, that all skin folk ain't kinfolk. There are a lot of immigrants that share the same skin color as us who are working against us. Just got through watching a podcast about that. So now, you want to confront my brothers, my daddy, my uncle, my cousins, my nephews, my people, as if you some kind of principal in a principal's office and you done called them to the office so you can reprimand them. Who are you? You is nobody's daddy. And yes, I said is. I'm gonna speak my native tongue. I'm gonna be very comfortable. I'm not worried about trying to be proper on tonight, because I am boiling hot at the audacity that you have to think that you can come and step up on the scene and give any type of correction to anybody who is a part of the fabric of this country. Obama, if you don't go somewhere and enjoy your retirement and continue to run the United States while you got a few more days to do so, because we know that it's you behind the scenes that's actually running the country. How dare you tell my people who to vote for? How dare you? You ain't done nothing. You ain't gave us a pot or a window to throw it out of. And you want us to vote for someone who has a proven track record in California of locking up not only Black men, sending them to the death chambers, but also black women who children were sick with all types of diseases and ailments that kept them in the hospital, and you had their parents. She had the parents of these children arrested and laughed about it. And then you had the audacity. I've said this before, I don't see how we as foundational black Americans aren't mad. First of all, I believe that we should sue. We should sue the Biden-Harris administration because they stole the Freedmen's Bank and used it for their own good and their own purposes. We still have time to do that now, Black America. And second of all, the most disturbing of it all is that she is perpetrating, trying to bleed a black female, a black American. But thankfully, a lot of us are not buying it. You don't have the experience of black America. We understand. How in the world can, she often says, oh, well, my East Indian mother raised 2 little black girls. How does your mother know how to raise someone of a different culture, of a different race? And you all can go back and watch my previous videos, from earlier this year about Vivek. Understand that these East Indians hate darker skinned people, even their own. So for her to come over here and front like she has some type of African blood in her, and then she was on a podcast with these NBA stars talking about the 1 drop rule, like, it makes me so angry. But thankfully, Candace Owens has popped her bubble. We know good and doggone well that you are not black. At least Obama had the decency to marry a black woman. That gave him even more props. That helped other unbelievers to support him in spite of, because of his mate. But you, Kamala, whatever you want to say it, however you want to say it, you know not to step to a black man because you're married to a white man. You used HBCUs, you used sorority groups and all this other stuff. And some of us women are just as simple, highly educated in the books, but just as dumb, and I'm not gonna curse on here, but just as dumb as the pits of hell. You're simple. You can't even add. You can't count up the cost. But for those of us who have good sense, who actually thinks, who are not afraid to go against the status quo, we ain't buying it. So Obama, you can take yourself back to wherever you are and continue to rule for these next few months. Because your reign is almost over. You gotta go to the UN or somewhere else and be an ambassador or something. Whatever you do, that's what you need to do. And you need to stay out of my people's face. Because you're not one of us. And to all Americans, and I'm not talking about the ones who just came over a few years ago. I'm talking about to all Americans. We need to watch these polls. Matter of fact, I'm getting ready to do some research to see how many people they done legalized as U.S. citizens within the last couple of weeks. Because they're getting them in there. These judges are working overtime. They're probably doing 24-hour shifts in order to get these people their citizenship in order for them to vote. And I pray and hope that when Donald Trump gets in office, and yes, I'm speaking it into existence, I pray that all of these people who became newly citizens of these United States, I hope that is revoked and send them back, and let's try again in 10 years and let's do it the right way. But yeah, I'm done. I'm done. Please let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe, comment below, and I will see you in the next video. May the Most High bless you and these United States and the people of the United States in a very special way. God bless.